If you haven't seen the official Light Cone banner announcement from REHOO versus Weibo, well, today we're going to be talking about Jing Yuan's Light Cone banner with his 5-star and his 4-star company ones as well, because this is very important to be talking about what the 5-star one does, what the 4-stars do, because you're going to be getting multiple copies of these and these will play into the teams that you're going to be making. So we are going to be talking about all of that type of stuff. So before we get into all that, make sure to leave a sub and like on the video if you enjoy the Honkai Star World content. I also make Honkai and Genshin Impact content as well, so if you like those games, make sure to leave a sub for that. But let's go ahead and start talking about Jing Yuan's Light Cone, and let's get into the 4-star ones in a quick second. So Jing Yuan's Light Cone before dawn is going to have an enormous amount of substats onto it, and an enormous amount of buffs that you're going to be getting when you're using certain parts of your kit. So for the Light Cone that we have before dawn, it's going to be increases the wearer's crit damage by 36%, which is overall very good in how much crit damage you're getting from that alone, not including the relics and the possible other things that you could be buffing your crit damage with. So that is absolutely nasty. And increasing the wearer's skill and ultimate damage by 18%, which is a good total overall buff. After the wearer uses their skill or ultimate, they gain this buff. Upon triggering the follow-up attack, which is going to be his Lightning Lord mechanic, this buff will be consumed and the follow-up attack damage increases by 48%. So yes, overall this Light Cone has a lot of synergy with Jing Yuan himself, of course, because he is going to be using that Lightning Lord mechanic to be able to get that buff out. You are going to have to use the skill and ultimate to get the buffs for the Lightning Lord, so he's able to attack more. And then of course the extra crit damage is going to help you boost your damage up by even more. So yeah, overall this Light Cone is absolutely nasty. It's absolutely amazing with how much you're getting from this. You're getting the crit damage stat boost, you're getting the damage boost from the skill and ultimate. Once you use your skill and ultimate, you're going to get a buff, and that buff allows you to get a lot of damage added onto your follow-up attack. So yes, this is really good. Synergizes really well with Jing Yuan, and I really want to know what the future 5-star Light Cones are actually going to be, because with Celeste so far and same with Jing Yuan, these summonable Light Cones have been absolutely amazing, of course for the character's kit because it's, you know, their signature Light Cone, but overall they all have amazing, and I mean non-skippable type of passives that go along with their character that synergize so well and provide so many stat buffs and buffs overall to their character that I want to know what these next ones are going to be. Of course, this is the first two characters, the first two 5-star Light Cones that we're going to be getting for summonable units that are just absolutely insane, and I want to know what in the future we're going to be getting to see, because so far these are absolutely nasty, so busted. I just want to see what they're going to be improving on in the future, because it seems like they're going all out super early. So I can't wait to see what they do when it comes to making these next 5-star Light Cones for other summonable units. And the next Light Cone is going to be Planetary Rendezvous, which is upon battle entry, if an ally deals the same damage type as the wearer, damage dealt increases by 12%. Now this was worded a little bit weirdly. I'm not 100% sure, which I'm assuming so since it is a Harmony card, and Harmony cards are meant for the buffers and stuff like that. So I'm assuming the damage dealt is increased by, like, for your whole team, or at least the one that is matching with your buffer. I'm assuming so, that's what we're gonna say, and if it's not, my bad. But this is going to be really good, because when you have Ting Yun on Jing Yuan's banner, this is going to be a perfect setup to be able to have Ting Yun with this card. And then of course Jing Yuan is sharing the electric type with Ting Yun, and that's going to overall just help this passive out and going to give Jing Yuan some more damage in, with Ting Yun's already attack boosting and damage boosting from her owner skill. So this overall is a very good Light Cone to have, especially if you get multiple copies, because you will be able to raise that damage dealt by a good amount of percentage. Now the next one is going to be Only Silence Remains, which is going to be the Hunt card, and it's going to have the passive of increases the wearer's attack by 16%. If there are 2 or fewer enemies on the field, increase wearer's crit rate by 12%. So this card isn't that bad. It has a static 16% attack buff when you have it as Superimposed 1, and then it has a condition, which I don't like conditions on Light Cones because of course you're losing that passive out, so you might as well count it out if you're not going to be using it 100% of the time, where it's not an easy one to fulfill. But if you have 2 or fewer enemies on the field, you're going to be getting some 12% crit rate, which is honestly pretty good. And if you're going to be superimposing 5ing it, because you're going to be summoning on Jing Yuan's Light Cone, this is going to be a good amount of crit rate, and you're also going to get a good amount of attack from it. Now the only thing is that when you're doing this, you kind of want to put this on characters that are going to be like boss DPS type units, or units are going to be able to take care of ads super quickly, because you're not going to be able to benefit from the actual crit rate boost that you're getting from this light cone. So it depends on certain characters of who you want to put it on. Other characters like Cele and all of those other characters are going to benefit from other light cones more, but this honestly isn't a bad light cone to have for other than 100 characters if you're missing some or you don't have any in your arsenal. So this is a pretty good light cone in all honesty. I do think that condition of 2 or fewer enemies on the field kind of sucks, but in most cases when you're fighting a boss, when you're fighting a stagnant shadow boss, or you're fighting a Echoes of War boss, you're going to be having this condition met no matter what. So this is honestly not that bad of a light cone to have for sure. Now of course this last one, which is going to be day 1 of my new life, is going to have increased awareness defense by 16%. After entering battle, increased damage resistance of all allies by 8%. Effects of the same type cannot stack, so of course they don't want you running multiple of these because your team is basically going to be taking no damage at all. And this is pretty much a really good light cone for March 7th herself, because it's going to be increasing her defense, which is going to make her shield very, very tanky, and then helping the allies stay alive more is just overall a good passive in all. This can go on any of the defensive characters in the game, honestly, because you can go on Fire MC and go on Japard if you don't have any of their light cones or you don't have any other light cones to put on. This is honestly not that bad of a light cone to have for these defensive style characters, and of course upcoming ones in the future when they come out. So March 7th, Fire MC and Japard, they can all benefit from this very well. But other than that, this light cone banner does seem very, very solid in every single way, shape, or form, because you do have that support buff that goes along with Jing Yuan for the Planetary Rendezvous. You have the nice Only Silence Remains, giving you that crit rate boost and that wearer's attack boost. And you also have this March 7th style or Fire MC style or Japard style light cone that can go on any of them in all honesty, and having a lot of utility and having a universally good light cone to have on all these defensive characters are going to help out a good amount when you're trying to kit out multiple different characters. So other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to the light cone banner and what light cones are going to be on it. I do think this is a pretty good light cone banner to be summoning on, especially because when you are trying to get Jing Yuan's light cone, you are going to be getting a good amount of superimposed material for these other cards, and you know, stuff like the crit rate being increased like crazy, the defense being increased by crazy, also the damage resistance is going to be helping a lot in keeping your team alive. A lot of these things are going to be helping you out by a good margin when it comes to keeping your team alive, keeping your team from being so close to that 1 HP mark. You just overall is going to be really, really good. And same thing with Planetary Rendezvous. Like I said, the wording is not the craziest in terms of being as clear as you want it to be, because it says damage dealt increases by 12%, and this kind of feels like the support is going to be doing the damage because it doesn't say all allies damage dealt increased by 12%, but who knows, they might have worded it wrong. I might be wrong. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for Jing Yuan's light cone banner or you're excited for his light cone. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.